Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vagarthaviva Sampriktau Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Yenakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam. Just 1 second, I put my phone on don't disturb. Okay, so yesterday we looked a little more into how to understand whether a sentence is kartari, is denoting a karta, the agent, or a karma. So what are the things, the essential things we should remember when we are doing this Sanskritam? A sentence is the means for communicating. The sentence is driven by an action, and that action can be represented by either a tinganta or a subanta pada. And that action will denote, a tinganta pada can only denote one of three things.
And of course, replacing lead pipes that can.
Okay, so there was some disturbance and my thought strain went away. Yeah, so I was saying that the action, when I say the action denotes, what does it mean? The person and the number of the action will agree with the agent of the action. That's what I mean by saying the action denotes the agent, the karta, the doer. And the other possibility is the action denotes the object, which means the number and person of the object will agree with the work. All right. And this, the third one, is action itself is denoted, which we are not interested in much. Karta and karma. If the karta is denoted, it is called kartari prayoga. If the karma is denoted, it is called karmani prayoga. All right. So what are this karta and karma? They are the karakas. What are karakas? Factors that enable the accomplishment of an action. A karaka has to be understood only with reference to the action with which we are interested in. You cannot have a karta unless you question with reference to what action. Right? The karakas are: first karaka, karta, agent; second karaka, karma; third karaka, karana, instrument; fourth one, sampradana, the recipient in an action of giving; apadana, the origin of action typically; then adhikaran, which is the locus, time, space, or a topic. All these are karakas. Then these are what are called karakas. There are other things we discussed, but these are karakas, predominant force, main ones. And again, these are not total definitions. Okay, which means that there are extensions of these terms also. Sometimes the terms are extended. Essentially, how the grammar approaches it is karma, karta, etc. I mean, karma karaka, kartra karaka. These are all what we will call paribhashik shabdas. It means the author defines them. Panini defines what they mean. So it is his choice to define them any way he likes. And he will include a few more things there. For now, we are going with this much. That's enough for us to go along. All right. So now these karakas are all nouns. The action is a kriya. Tingantapada, typically. Could be a subanta. But what about all the karakas? The agent, the object, the apadana, the sampradana, all of them will be what? Nouns. Subantapadas. They cannot be tingantapadas. No karaka except karma and karta are denoted by tingantapada. And that too, it's only denoting, means it's going along with the agent or the action or the object. It is not itself the agent or the object. So if I say pathati, pathati is a verb, tingantapada. What does it denote? Denotes the agent. Means what? Some third person studies other than me and you. That's all it means. So who is that? Suppose it is Rama. Ramaha pathati. Now Ramaha, the agent, is an independent word. It is not the verb. And that has to be a subanta pada. What does Rama read? He studies Upanishad. Upanishadam pathati. And that is what? Karma. And that again is subanta pada. Right? So to do anything more, the action connected with any actions, all these karakas, they all are represented in the language by subanta padas. Therefore, subanta padas we have to understand. Right? Yesterday, what did we see? We saw how the karakas map to, and subanta padas have got what we call vibhakti. The way it's arranged is, it's a 3x7 matrix. Three genders, three numbers. I'm so sorry. 3 numbers, singular, dual, and plural, and 7 vibhaktis. What are vibhaktis? The various, for our purposes right now, the various karakas and other relationships between the words in a sentence are represented by vibhaktis. Okay. So now let us go into recalling what we saw about them yesterday before we proceed with the work for today. Okay. So the noun form declensions, what we call declension is the 7x3 matrix, okay, are the primary content of the book I told you earlier, Shabdamanjari. Okay. All possible forms of a noun are organized as a matrix to incorporate vibhakti and vachana. There is, when I say all possible, I mean it in terms of saying there is nothing that can be said about a noun except through this 7x3 matrix. Anything you want to say about a noun has to be expressed by one member of this 7x3 matrix. Is this clear? You cannot use a noun base as it is in a sentence in Sanskritam. It has to be in one of the vibhaktis and vachanam. So to take a noun base and show it in the certain form, that process is called declining. Grammatical, declension, declining. So in order to use a noun, what do we need to know? We need to know its declension. Like Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, Ramam, Ramau, Raman. You have to know. There is no other way. And we saw 7x3 is the matrix. And then the last one is what? A vocative case, which is only to call, address a person and say, hey Rama, come here. Hey Krishna, go there. For that purpose alone. It's called Sambodhana Prathama. So vibhakti and vachana. And the context there, we saw how it is, each one is called. So vibhaktis are Prathama vibhakti, Dvitiya vibhakti, Tritiya vibhakti, Chaturthi vibhakti, Panchami vibhakti, Shashti vibhakti, Saptami vibhakti, and Sambodhana. 7. First case, second case, third case, fourth case, etc. And on the other side is the number. Ekavachana, Dvivachana, Bahuvachana. Now, the noun itself stands for the person. Because any noun is either I or you or something else. Therefore, the only first person noun is I. The only second person noun is you. And all other nouns are what? Third person nouns. Now, this should help you correlate this with a verb. In the verb, if it's first person, you have to use the first person noun. If it's second person, you have to use second person noun. If it's third person, the whole world of nouns is open to you, except these two. Right? So now, next thing we saw is, see, I have said all this to you, but I have written it down here. And I will share this with you later. So this matrix will cover all possible forms of any noun. Okay. And unlike verbs where we had to worry about, lakara, 1 present tense, 3 past tense, 2 futures, 4 moods, all those are not there for a noun. Any noun is only going to have this 7x3 matrix. It's all that is. There is nothing more to be said there. All right. But then we have to understand how each karaka maps to the vibhakti, which we saw yesterday. All right. So karaka to vibhakti mapping, this is what we saw yesterday. Karta in kartari prayoga will go in what? First case. Karma in karmani prayoga will go in first case. What will go in first case? In general, whatever the verb denotes will go in first case. Whatever a verb denotes will go in first case. And verb can denote only what? Karta, karma. Bhava, don't worry about right now. Therefore, either the agent or the object alone can be in first case. If the object is in first case, what prayoga is that? Karmani prayoga. If agent is in first case, what prayoga is that? Kartari prayoga. If agent is in third case, what prayoga is that? If agent is karmani prayoga. If agent is in third case, has to be karmani prayoga. Why? Whatever is not in first case, that prayoga it cannot. And if agent in third case, it can also be bhave prayoga. That's the extra I'm giving you there. Because bhave prayoga, what is denoted? The action. Neither the agent nor the object. So the object is not in first case, but the agent is also not in first case. There is nothing in first case. In bhave prayoga, there is nothing in first case. So if you see a sentence with nothing in first case, you should know what that is bhave prayoga. But many a time it could be implied. You should not just go blind. Okay? Because it is so clear. Suppose I say gachami. Me ending, where did it come? You have to remember now a little. Ti taha anti, si taha tha, mi vaha maha. Me is what? First person single. Now, if I say gachami, gachami means, gach means to go. What does it mean? I go. Present tense. I go. Right? Suppose I said gachami. Do you have a problem finding out what is the agent? Do you have a problem? Is there any ambiguity? It can only be me. Gachasi. See is which one now? Second person singular. Vartamana kala. Lat. Do you have any problem guessing the agent of the action? What will it be? You. Correct? But now I say gachati. Now do you know who is the agent? It could be anything. But any third person, that much you know. No doubt about it. So suppose there's a sentence, gachami. It implies what? Aham gachami. Whether it's there or not, it's implied. You should not take what I said to mean, Swami, you just said if there is no word in first case, it is in bhave prayoga. No. Gachami is not bhave prayoga, it is kartari prayoga only. Because it is denoting the karta. All right. If it is bhave prayoga, it has to be in atmanepada. And that ya will be sitting in between. Okay. So there is Bhave and karmani prayoga, the best thing is it's all atmanepada endings, irrespective of which dhatu it is. And they will have one ya in between, in the lat lakara for sure. Okay. All right. Then, if karma is in the kartari prayoga, then that karma will go in what case? Will go in dvitiya. The akatitancha I mentioned to you, all karakas can become dvitiya vibhakti, and that is something we'll deal with when we look at what we call dvikarmaka dhatus. We will do it sometime later. It's not something urgent. Okay. Then, in third case, what comes? The karta in karmani prayoga is third case. And instrument, irrespective of prayoga, will be third case. Right? Sampradana will always be in fourth case. Now, these are all irrespective of which prayoga it is. Have nothing to do with the verb. Okay? Means nothing to do with the what the verb denotes. Connected to the verb for sure. Right? Apadana will go in fifth case. Sixth case typically is relationship between nouns, except in some cases where it will be karta or karma. We will look at that much later, not now. Adhikarana will always be in seventh case. Okay. Now the same information I have presented to you in a slightly different way. Same information. So it's easier for you to correlate. Which karaka goes to which vibhakti is what we saw just now. Now I'm reversing it. Okay. Which vibhakti will present which karaka? You should be able to read it both ways. Same information. So if I say first case, because how will you find in language? You will find a sentence. Ramaha vanam gacchati. Suppose you saw a sentence like that. Ramaha vanam gacchati. Now, if you don't know what is Ramaha, I will tell you, because we haven't studied that yet officially. Right? Ramaha is what? It is a Suvanta word. It is first case singular. Ramaha is first case singular. This is how a sentence will read. Now, what should you do? You have to understand the sentence. So, how will you understand? You have to understand Ramaha vanam gacchati. Gacchati. Ti is there. Right? Ti is there. You tell me now, just on the basis of ti. Is the verb, can the verb be denoting the karma or not? You understand the question? Gacchati. I'm only telling gacchati. Can it be denoting karma or not? Is the question clear? It cannot denote the karma. Why? How do you know? I want the answer. How do you know? One of you can raise your hands. I will ask. Who will raise your hands? Yes, Mukul. Unmute yourself, please.
So, because Gacchati is first person. Okay.
No,
Singular,
I want to
basically.
say, just because you saw Gacchati, now I'll change the dhatu, okay? I'll say Janati. I'm asking you, can it be Kartari? Can it be Karmani? If it's Kartari, can it be Kartari or not? Can it be Karmani or not? Can it be
No,
Karmani
no,
or not?
It
Janati.
cannot be Karmani.
Why?
Because it is Parasmepadi and Karmani has to be Atmani.
Wonderful. Because it is Parasmepadi. That's the answer I want to hear. Because it is Parasmepadi. Once you see Parasmepadi ending, you forget about Karmani. You don't need to know the dhatu anymore. You just, in lat lakara, okay? Right now, we're dealing with simple stuff. In present tense, once you see Parasmepadi ending, you are 100% sure what? It is Kartari Prayoga. All right. Now, what is the sentence? Ramaha gacchati. Now, what should Rama be? Ramaha is first case. What will be in first case if a verb is in Kartari Prayoga? Karta. Therefore, Rama should be what? The agent of the action. Clear? Rama is the agent. Now, what does he do? You have to know what is Gach. Gacha means to go. Right? Now I say, Ramaha janati. Ramaha janati. What do you understand again? With no further information. Rama is the agent of some action called jana. What does that mean? You don't know what it means. Doesn't matter. But you know this much. That's what I expect you to know at this point in time. When you see ti, you know it goes to the agent and singular. Okay?
Labate, labite.
Now I say, you know, gachamaha. Gachamaha. What is ending? Forget the dhatu. What is ending? Maha. Right? Maha is, where does it fit in our matrix? First person, second person, third person. Yes, Archana.
It's the we all go. The Uttam
I
Purush.
didn't ask you the whole meaning. I said, where does Maha fit? That's the question.
Uttam Purush Bahuvachan.
In which Parasmay pada or Atmane pada?
Parasmay Pada.
Good. All right. Now, when I say Gachamaha, then who is the agent?
We all.
I am. All of us. Correct? So, by just seeing the ending, you're able to say what might be the agent. All right? This is very important that we are able to recognize. When you see first case, then what should you know immediately? It can either be karta or karma, or what else? No other possibility. If there is a word in first case, it has to be karta or karma. There is no other possibility. How do you determine whether it's karta or karma? You look whether the verb is in kartari prayoga or karma. How do you know it? Simplest thing, atmane pada or parasmay pada. But doesn't mean that if it is atmane pada, suppose I now say Ramaha dhanam labhate. Ramaha dhanam labhate. What's the verb? What's the verb? Labhate. Parasmay pada or atmane pada?
Atmane.
Atmane pada. Please mute yourself so that I will ask when I want to. Okay? Atmane pada. If it is atmane pada, can you tell now whether it is kartari prayoga or karmani prayoga? It could be either. It could be either. You cannot tell just with that. You have a sentence. Ramaha, what? Dhanam labhate. Okay. Now the point is, you have to know labhate atmane pada, all right, but it is kartari or karmani, you should know the verb. Only ending doesn't help. If it was karmani, it should have been labhyate. Same ending, but ya would have come in. Therefore, you again now by seeing the word, what do you know? It is kartari prayoga. Once you know it's kartari prayoga, you know what? Rama is the agent. Dhanam, what case is it? You don't know, let's say, right? Dhanam. Dhanam is, now let's understand. We haven't yet gone into this, but it's a subanta pada. What is the word itself? Base dhana. Dhana. Ending is what? Dhanam. Now the question is, what is the dhanam? Is it first case or second case? Do you know? Correct. Answer maybe second case or first case, but I want to know how do you know? I'm not interested in guessing right now, okay? Phalam, phale, phalani. Phalam, phale, phalani. This is how the declension goes. Right? In neuter. How will it go in masculine? Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. Ramam, Ramau, Raman. Ramam it goes. If you don't know declension, don't worry, I'll come back to it. Okay. So now the point is, dhanam, you have to first know, is it neuter or is it masculine? Otherwise, you can't be sure. But I'll tell you, there's another way to be sure. I said what? Ramaha dhanam labhate. Ramaha dhanam labhate. Are you sure labhate is kartari prayoga? We are sure. Therefore, what is in prathama vibhakti must be what? The agent. Can there be two agents to a sentence with singular? Labhate? Cannot be. Therefore, dhanam must be what? must be what? It has to be an object. There is no choice. Has to be an object. Okay. Therefore, you basically every aspect we know will help us to identify what. This is how we need to do it. We look at a sentence, we look at the case. The case now, dhanam, when we see, we should know dhana happens to be neuter. Therefore, dhanam can be either 1-1 form or 2-1 form. Second case or first case singular. We have to figure out which one. And by knowing Rama is in first case, I know dhanam must be second case. You eliminate. There can only be one karta in a sentence. Denoted. Cannot be two. Are you with me? Okay. So that is the reason why I decided, though we know the information, now you have to be able to read it the other way, ulta way. When you see the case, you should be able to tell me what is the possible karaka. Most important are first, second, and third. That's why I have put them in blood red, okay? It's very important. If these three are not known, everything else can go wrong. First case, karta will be either it's karta in kartari prayoga or it is karma in karni prayoga. Now you see how I changed language. When I see first case, I know it's either the agent of a kartari prayoga or the object of a karmani prayoga. If it's second case, what do I know? It is the object of kartari prayoga. And if it's third case, it is either the agent of karmani or bhave prayoga or an instrument. You have to know. Right? The remaining are simple. Fourth case maps one-on-one to sampradana. Fifth case will map to apadana. Seventh will go to adhikarana. And then there's sambodha. So the first three, I'm saying you should be able to read the chart left or right. And I gave you an English translation to just make sure you're clear. Karta, agent of action in kartari prayoga. Karma in karmani prayoga is karma is the object of action in karmani prayoga. Right? Karma in kartari prayoga. Karma is the primary object. Why that word primary now? Slowly I'm sensitizing you. There is something called dhatu. You take two karmas. Dvikarma. We'll look at it later, but there's a cornerstone for it so that we don't conclude in one way. So it's basically a small note for us. Okay. Tritiya, third case. Karta is in karmani prayoga. In karmani prayoga, karta will be in third case. And then karana, just to make sure, instrument of action in either prayoga. Not anyone, in either prayoga. Similarly, sampradana, apadana will be in either prayoga. And sixth case is not a karaka. Okay? Can be karta or karma in some specific case, which we will not deal with now. That is again just a corner kept there so that you don't conclude that it never will happen. Okay? Now, let's go further. This part we don't need. Okay. Now, this is something that I want to touch upon so that we can talk with ease. Sorry. Okay. I'm trying to come up with a convention. Okay. I should reduce my size, I guess. It's becoming a little too messy. Give me 1 second. I need to work on it here. Okay. All right. Now, are you able to see the screen clearly? I should reduce the size maybe a little. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm talking of a convention, okay? Purely a convention, which I would like I would like to use this convention in our class. What is that? The matrix is Vibhakti and Vachan. Okay. So I want to call this first case, this element as 1, 1. It'll look like 11 to you. What is it? 1, 1. What does 1, 1 mean? First case, singular. 1, 2 will mean what? First case, dual. 1, 3 will mean what? First case, plural. Second, 2, 1 will mean what? Second case, singular. Second case, dual. Second case, plural. Is this convention okay? So that we have an easy way of talking, okay? You don't have to use long words. So I will say what? 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 6, 1. Means you should immediately say case and noun. First number is the case. Second one is the vachana. Okay? So that we have an easy way of talking about this and doing exercises later. I need both things. Okay. So the rest of them you can fill up. Not a big deal. Third case singular, third case dual, third case plural, etc. And just for convenience, I am calling the last one, Sambodhana, as 8. It's not 8th case, okay? There is no 8th case. This is purely convention. Purely convention. It means vocative. So that you can distinguish between first case and vocative. Okay? This is just a convention. All right. Now, I want to touch upon the fact that, the declensions. So how many nouns are there in the language? There is no limit how many nouns are there. So how many declensions? Only one subending, right? Su, auja, sam, orcha. So there should be only one form. Everything should decline alike. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. The endings, the 7 into 3, 21 endings undergo a change and look different in different nouns. Now, in order to decline a noun, we need endings. And if each noun has its own unique ending, we are dead. Right? So how does it work out? The noun endings are unique per noun base with a particular gender and particular ending. And sometimes within that, a particular category. Okay. When I say a noun, I sometimes use the word noun and noun base interchangeably. Okay. So a person, let's say the person is Rama. Rama. First thing you have to know about that noun base is what is its gender. Is it masculine? Is it feminine? Or is it neuter gender? For some words, we have an easy way of knowing, but in general, gender cannot be guessed purely by looking at the word, in general. So how will I know gender? In time, you will recognize genders. Rama, we all know, is masculine. That's a safe bet. Okay? But now, you have somebody, who has a name like Garima. Garima is not feminine. Okay, it's not. It's masculine. You can't know, but that's how it is in language. So you can't always guess, all right? People put names thinking they have some reason. And sometimes nowadays modern names, in Sanskritam, we don't have such endings. So you will not find declensions for them. Possibility. This is done in a particular milieu in India. A lot of endings are covered, but if you looked at all Chinese and Korean names, I don't know what will end up sometimes. I'm not sure whether we'll get everything right, straight or not. Because they will end with consonants, for which we don't have forms sometimes. But we will use the generic one, we'll come up with some. But all I'm saying is, we need to know gender first of the word. Second thing we need to know is the ending letter. The letter with which the noun base ends. Okay? Two things. Noun base will have some name. Rama, Krishna, Govinda, Sita, Guru, Laghu, some word will be there. That is called the name. And it has a gender. Now, the same word can have multiple genders. Please note, given word can have multiple genders. Then you should know which gender do you want it in. This is very true of pronouns. Very true of pronouns. In English also. See the interesting thing. Pronoun. I. How many genders? Fortunately, only one. Even if you change your gender, it's still I, okay? I. You. How many genders? Only one. But now you talk of third person. What happens? He, she, it. He, she, it. But if you go to, that. Do you have gender in English? That. But then that ship, that girl, that seems to be the same. But in Sanskritam, it is different. This, that, etc. will have genders. They will have multiple genders. So now you have to know what? The same noun base will be there, but you have to know which gender must you decline. Or a simpler case, Rama is masculine. All right. What about the word jnana? Jnana means knowledge. Jnana means knowledge. Now I ask you, is this masculine? It's ending in a, all right. Is it masculine or not? It's not. Then what is it? It is neuter. Why is it neuter? I don't know. That should be the answer right now. You don't know. You may know later. You may know later. Because you will know how the word jnana is formed. You have to know how the word jnana is formed. And if you know that, you will be able to say a possibility of neuter if this is the meaning. Meaning can change too. One word can have many meanings. Okay? A word can have many meanings. The word jnana can mean the means of knowing. The word jnana can mean knowing. The word jnana can be the place of knowing. It can mean a lot of things. Only we have a context and we know how it's taken in that area. We're okay. But I'm just saying the words can take all kinds of meanings. Now here, jnana. If I say jnana is knowledge, what gender? I am telling you it is neuter. Now it is ending in what? A vowel, a. It is ending in a vowel, a. Rama is ending in what? A vowel, a. But they don't decline the same way. What's the difference? One is neuter, one is masculine. Saving grace is there is no feminine word ending in a. In Sanskritam, you cannot have a feminine word ending in a. You cannot have. If you have an ending in a, we will force you to add one more a to it. That's how it is. You cannot have it. So you will always see in India, typical women's names. If they're ending in, there's no, have you seen any name ending in a? Just short a. You won't find one. If someone knows, tell me. Short a. You won't find it. It will be a. It could be short e. It could be long e. Dirgha. It could be short u. Anu. There are a few anus here, right? And then there could be a long u. Could be. You hardly find anything which is ending in a, I, o, etc. Right? And if it's ending in consonant, you're in trouble. It could be masculine, it could be feminine. You can't tell. You can't tell. So we only know a gender by knowing it. There is no other way. Use the dictionary if you need to. All right. But more to decline, gender must be known. But usually you are not trying to create words. Saving grace, okay? You are not trying to write your own sentences. What are you trying to do? You are trying to read something. Now the benefit is what? The words are sitting there. And you can see by the endings that feminine or masculine or neutral. To some extent, you can do something with it. All right. But what are the main criteria for a noun base? The gender, the ending letter. Gender and ending letter. All right. Is this clear so far? Okay. Now, let me take you to Shabdamanjari for a bit. Share screen. Okay. Now, let's go to Shabdamanjari. All right. Let's go further back. Page. So, good. All right. Now, first one. What do you see? It says Sadharana Shabda Vibhaga. Okay. Since I saw that word, I want to talk about it a bit. Sadharana Shabda Vibhaga. And if you look in the index, another one is called Vishesha Shabda Vibhaga. Sadharana means what? Commonly used words. This is why I love Shabdamanjari. He divides the word into commonly used and uncommon. So you are not burdened unnecessarily with uncommon words. There are other books you will find. If you go to ashtadhyayi.com, you will not see this distinction. All akarantas, everything will be together. You don't know which is important, which one should I memorize, which one should I not. There are hundreds. What should I do? Shabdamanjari makes your life easy. He tells you first sadharana. First, that's what we have to know. Then only you go to Vishesha, specialized. First do MBBS, then think of MD, okay? You can't go straight for MD. Not a good idea. Therefore, sadharana shabda. Okay. Now, in the sadharana shabda, let's go back. What is the first one? It says ajanta pullinga prakaranam. You don't know. Anta is what? End. Anta means end. What is ajanta? Aj. Now you don't know this, but I will tell you. Ach means a vowel. All vowels are represented by the word ach. Why it is so, you will understand after a few more classes. We will look at Maheshwara Sutra and explain it. But for now, you understand ach means all vowels. Is this clear? Ach is equal to all vowels. Hal. Hal is equal to all consonants. Two words you might remember. Ach means all vowels. Hal means all consonants. Okay? Because Shabdamanjari uses the word. He doesn't explain it to you. So you should know. All right. Now, first one. Ajanta pullinga prakaranam. What does it mean to you? What do you understand? Prakaranam means a section. You're getting some vocabulary by the way. Okay? That's my way of doing it. Ajanta means what? Ending in ach. Ach is what? A vowel. Pullinga means what? All of you know? Masculine. Pullinga means masculine. Prakaranam means section. So what is the section about? This section is about masculine nouns which are ending in a vowel. Is that clear? Ajanta pullinga prakaranam. Section of masculine nouns ending in a vowel. All right. Now, what's the first one he gives? This one he shows, right? One. And what does it say? Akaranta pullingaha Rama shabdaha. What does it mean? He's telling you precisely. It's like a geopositioning, okay? What is this verb, this noun? It is ending in a, it's masculine, and the word happens to be Rama. It could have been Bhima. It makes no difference. Could be any word. What is the criteria? It should be masculine and end in a. All right. and he goes about declining them. On the left, you have Vibhakti, then you have Vachana. In Shabdamanjari, they will put Sambodhana Prathama in the second line. I put it in the 8th line. Difference. Because I have seen more books followed, I am used to it from my childhood. So I like to keep it there. All right. But first case, Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha means what? One Rama is either the agent or the object, depending on Kartya Karmani Prayoga. Two Ramas are the agent or the object. Three Ramas are the agent or object. All right. Hey Rama, I'm hailing one Rama. I'm hailing two Ramas. I'm hailing three Ramas, calling them. Swamiji, why would you call two Ramas and three Ramas? Why do we need this? Question can come, Why do we need this? How often do you find three Ramas in one place? Fact is, Rama is only an example. I will give you another word now. What is that? Bala. Bala means what? A child. A male child. Bala. Now, you are in school. You are a teacher. How many boys are there? Any number. You want to call one. You will call what? Bala. Two of them. Balau. Three of them. Balaha. You need that. Just because Rama is a proper noun and you think there's only one, don't think we don't have a use for three. Okay. It's required wherever we have a need. Because somebody asked me this question long ago, so I remembered that, why it should be three, Rama. Why Rama is enough? No, we need all three. It should be exhaustive. The matrix has to be exhaustive. It covers all three numbers. Suppose Rama and Lakshmana. Rama Lakshmanau. Okay. Suppose Rama Lakshmana Bharata Shatrughna. How many are there? Four of them. Rama Lakshmana Bharata Shatrughna. What is it ending in? A. Okay. This is a different kind of word. It's a compound. Don't worry about it. But the fact is, it's ending in A. I decline it. It's got 4 in it. It will only decline in Bahuvachanam. How will it be? Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna. There is no first and there is no Ekavachana, Dvivachana because it's all 4 together. Rama, Lakshmana will only decline in second case. Second number, dual. Rama, singular, dual and plural. Understand? Rama is only representative for any noun which is ending in a masculine. Now, what does it mean now? Which you have. You now see. Look at people's name right now. I'll just look at people's names here, right? First name I see here, masculine is Harsha. Ending in what? Masculine, yes. Therefore, it will decline like Rama. Next is what? Ramesh. That's how we write. We'll call Ramesh. But what is it really in Sanskritam? Ramesha. Ramesha. What is it going to be? Ending in A. Akaranta pulling. Third name I see. Krishna Murti. Murti. What is it ending in? E. Short E. Therefore, it is not Akaranta Pullinga. You cannot decline Krishna Murti like Rama. How should it go like Hari? Okay. Then I see one name. Sharad. Sharad. What does it end in? The spelling is Sharad. You know how you should pronounce in Sanskritam? Sharad. Dha. That's not right. That's how the parents gave it in school is okay. But what is your name if you ask in Sanskritam? Sharad. What is it end in? Da. Therefore, what is it? Masculine? Yes. What will it be? Dakaranta Pullinga. Okay. Sampat. What is it ending in? Ta. So what will it be? Takaranta Pullinga. Are you with me? Vishal. Next name. I'm going with masculines. Okay. Vishal. What is it ending in? La. But actually, that is not right. That is how we messed up the name. What is it? Vishala. It should be Vishala. In Sanskritam, it is Vishala. The meaning only will then make sense. Extended. Huge. Okay. Now, the person next to him is Ramesh Pathak. That name is not Pathak, it is Pathaka. In some generation, his forefathers would have been teachers. Pathaka. Akaranta pullinga. The name says so much. If it's coming traditionally, it says a lot. All right. These are all masculine. Now let's look at feminine. First name I see on my screen, Priyanka. Ending in what? A. What is it going to be? Feminine. Therefore, what? Akaranta strilinga. Priyanka shabdah. Clear? Understand how shabdas are told. Second name I see is Lalita. Akaranta strilinga. Lalita shabdah. Third is what? Archana. What will that be now? Akaranta strilinga. Archana shabdah. Gita. Akaranta. You see how many all akarantas? Priya. Anuradha. Chitralekha. Then Anu. What happened now? Feminine, we are clear. It is what? Ukaranta strilinga. Clear? Jaya, Akaranta. So, like this, each name you can find out what's ending. Okay? But then you go, you have a name, Srinivasan. This is Tamil name, Srinivasan. If you come to Sanskritam, it is not Srinivasan, it is Srinivasa. Akaranta only, okay? Not Nakaranta. You will be in trouble. So you understand how we understand what ending words are? These are for names. It's true for anything. For anything. My favorite thing. What is it? Ghata. Ghata. What is it ending in? Akaranta. Masculine or napumsakalinga, we don't know. We don't know. All right. Then I see a name, Harini. What is it ending in? E. Ikaranta strilinga. You understand the whole picture? Nagarajan should be what? Nagarajan can be okay. Why? It is Nakaranta pullinga. Raja, Rajano, Rajana. We are okay. So this is how the words are. For every word, we have to now see gender and what is it ending. So what's your first exercise? You can see how your name should decline. Why not? You should know how your name declines. You can do that. It's not difficult. Right? So let's go back to Shabdamanjari now. What does it say? Akaranta pullinga Rama Shabda. This is a template. You should look at it as a template. Okay? At the end, what will it say? It says evam. Evam means in this manner. Get this in your vocabulary. Evam means in this manner. Deva, Mukunda, Shiva, Hara, Prabhritayaha. Prabhritayaha means etc. Okay? So what is it saying? In the same manner, you should decline the word Deva, Mukunda, Shiva, Hara, etc. Etc. is what? Ramesha, Srinivasa, Vishala, all these are etc. Okay? You add any number of words you add. They're all included. Now, in this book again, very nice feature is, you see what he's put an asterisk here. And what does it comment below that? It says, in the third case singular and sixth case plural, the letter na will generally be changed to na if it comes after ra, sha, or ru. This is a general rule, which is telling you that because of this ra in this base, Rama, this na, it's actually na, nam becomes nam. If there is no ra, it will be na. So he's telling you, if it was deva, it will be devena, not ramena, devena. It will be devena. Mukundena. Whereas Rama is what? Ramena. So what should you know by looking at this? If you're declining Deva, you should say Deven. It's a template. But there is a rule change, not because of Supratyaya, but some rule of Sandhi which changes. Is this making sense? Or is this a little too much to handle? See, third case of this Akaranta, if I go with Rama Shabda, Deva Shabda, it will be Devena. If I go with Rama, it will be Ramena. Na and na. Do you see the difference? Hear the difference or not? Na and na. If a Ra, Sha, or R precedes somewhere, it generally becomes na. This rule will become clear later. I will give you the precise rule later. But for now, you understand what? Sometimes it becomes na, sometimes it becomes na. If you have that small error, it's okay for now, starting. But you know it's one of the two. It cannot be something else. Ramena or Ramena. Your doubt can be there. Okay. All right. Let's go back to that. Now, go to the next page. What does it say? Ikaranta pullingaha hari shabdaha. Now, do I have to explain this any further to you? What's changed? Gender is same. The ending letter changed. Meaning of the word hari changed. He says it Vishnu. It doesn't matter what the meaning is. But if you look at harihi, you know what it can mean. Prathama vibhakti. It's either karta or karma. Straight, one fellow. If you see harina, what can you tell about this? Third case singular. What can you tell about it? It's either a karta in karmani prayoga or it is an instrument. Right? Swamiji, how can hari be an instrument? He can be. Nimitta matram. Don't worry about it. All I'm saying is this is a general word. Don't take it as a person. It can be anything. Right? So all the forms are not everything, but some forms are different. Ramaha was, Ramat. Here it is what? Harehe. Change completely. It's a template for words beginning with E. And you have evam in the same way you have other words. Ravi, Kavi, Muni, Vidhi, Shripati, etc. So far we are good. Now comes a problem. What's the next word? Ikaranta pullinga pati shabda. What did you see just before this? Ikaranta pullinga hari shabda. Correct? Now, suppose your name is Krishnamurti. Which one is your template? You see the problem? You have two words now. Which one should be the template? And they're different. They don't decline the same way. And if that is not enough, you have another one here. After Pati, you go down, you will find one Sakha, Sakhi Shabda. Three are there. There are three now, beginning with E. Which one should you use? We don't know. This is where, again, Shabdamanjari Karak helps us. He tells us right here, look, this Pati and Sakhi are irregular bases. Okay? But if the Pati is at the end of a compound, it will still decline like Hari. This is a funny rule, but you have to know. There is no way out. What I tell people is this. Look, at the end of Pati, does it tell you other words? You just see a line here. See, in this part, you just see a line. You don't see any more other words decline like this, which means this is a unique fellow. I will say, don't memorize it because it's unnecessarily going to give you one word, only one word you'll get. I don't like it. You should go for that which gives you a bunch. So drop that for now. Beginning, don't worry about it. Second one again, Sakhi. Similar story. It's got nothing following it. Don't worry about it. What should you memorize? Go for Hari. Hari is a template. One Rama is covering all Akaranta. There is no second Akaranta Shabda here. You understand? The entire world of Akaranta Pullinga will go like Rama. There is no second. But if it's E, there are three. Like this, for every ending, you might find one or more. If there are more, you better know which one is the one you need to use for a given word. So there'll be bunches. There'll be bunches of words in the same gender, same letter ending, but there could be more. And there'll be some conditions for the bunching. And those conditions we have to know. We may not know, but sadharana shabda you look at, predominantly exceptions are few. And whatever is an exception like pati, you set it aside. What should you do? You have to know the forms. Akaranta pullinga will cover probably 70 to 80% of the words in Sanskrit. One word. Akaranta pullinga. 27 forms. 24 or 27, whichever you look at it. But you memorize 24 forms and you can decline 70 or 80% of the words in the language. Is that interesting or not? It should not feel like Swamiji, Sabdamanjari has got so many books. I should show you. I have something called Rupa Chandrika, which is this much thicker. Sabdamanjari is only this much, okay? Compare. And there are even thicker books, which will cover all of them. But you don't need all of them. What do you need? You need a few to start with, to understand the language. And once you understand them, then extending it is only a matter of finding out how another template works. It's purely templatization. You have to know templates, which templates you need. That much if you do, you're in business, right? So you will find here that you keep going, you will find there are more and more templates. This is Rama, then there was Pati, Hari. You keep going, you will find more. Guru, Ru ending, right? In Ru, you will find two. Datru is a giver. And second one is what? Pitru, father. Which one should I use? The fact is, whenever somebody is an agent of an action, it can end with thru. Kartru. Very important for Vedanta, no? Kartru, bhoktru, gyatru, janitru. Anything thru means it's an agent of that action. You should know. Simple. You extended your vocabulary by a huge chunk at one shot. Dhatu plus thru. Some changes will happen, but you will get that dhatu's part and thru. Take anything. At, atitru, pat, patitru. An E will come in between. Don't worry. Thru is there, na? Must be an agent. The other kind of words are names of relatives. Pitru, bhratru, jamatru. These are all relatives. Brother-in-law, father-in-law. Like that, you'll have words. Father, brother. They're all ending in thru. They have a small difference in the way they decline in one or two cases. In the rest, they are similar. So therefore, two templates. You have to know both. And within the relatives, you may have some more exception. There may be one more template. But what's the most important? Dhatru. Because if you know one, all agents of any dhatu is covered. You learn one, you have covered the agent of any dhatu, ending in thru. This is how it works, right? So we have to look at the important ones and learn them. There is no choice there that we have to learn a few. But I'm saying not everything is equally important. I am giving you discounts even on Sabdamanjari tells you in Sadharan. So if you can't learn Pitr, forget it for now. You guess a couple of forms, you'll be okay. This Aikaranta, there is nothing. Okaranta, there's nothing. Don't even worry with them right now. One cow you don't know, that's okay. Doesn't matter. Discount. I believe in giving discounts, okay? Aukaranta, there are no words in the language almost. Why worry with it? Drop it. Don't worry about it. Learn what gives you bang for the buck. Ajanta Pullinga, Ajanta Strilinga, you have to memorize. Even if you study Panini, you will be in trouble with these. Memorize them. you will work well. I told you, one Rama, 70% of the words. It's worth the bargain. Then you come to Ajanta Strilinga. Feminine words ending in, vowels. Rama. Right? Then Mati. Short E. Ending in short E. Then you have Nadi. Ending in long E. In some words, you will find there are multiple forms like this. Better to know both, because the word in your book can be one form, both are equivalent. Matyaha, mateha are equal. You have to know both. But what happens is this. See, in the book, the order given is purely the order of the vowels. First A ending, then short E ending, then E ending, then short U, then U ending. This is how vowels go. A, E, E. But when you learn, I have a trick. Don't learn it in that way, because you will spend more time. You first learn E ending feminine. Nadi you learn. Learn Hari. Then you marry both of them, you will get Mati. Shortcut. You have to go smart, not work hard, work smart. So what I try to do is this even he will not tell you. Shabdamanjari Kara won't tell you this. But once you know, you should be able to use the trick. Okay. So now let me share with you something else. Okay. Share sound. Right. Just 1 second, okay? All right. Now let me go back to my Zoom and say share sound. Say share. You see my screen now? Yes. Okay. Now there is this little slideshow we have put together. Okay, a slide for learning, helping you. I'll make it a slideshow. This is in your shared drive. All right. What does it say? Shabda basic Ajanta. What does Ajanta mean? Vowel ending. Now you go to the next slide. It gives you a list. What are they? Akaranta pullinga deva shabdaha first. Then what? Akaranta pullingaha rama shabdaha. Now I suggest to you, you memorize deva first. All right. And this second column, you will see it's telling you it is a prerequisite. You see that? Prerequisites on top, which means before you go here, you memorize these. If you want Rama, first memorize Deva. If you want Phala, first memorize Deva. Swami, I already know Rama. Don't worry about it. If you're starting from scratch, follow the order. It will help you. Now, if you try to go to Rama Shabda right now, or go to, Rama Shabda, you know what will happen? This is our Kirtivardhan's job. I asked him to do something like this. So you go there. It will give you this. It will say what? Rama declines like Deva. Okay? The changes in the third case and sixth case. Na is changed to na. What we saw in that footnote. We put it here. Now, you decide. You want to study, go to Deva, or you want to go straight to Rama. It's your choice. All right? So, if you go to Deva, you go back to Deva. Now it says Devaha, Devo, Devaha. You want to learn it? You click on learn. It will chant, and you can chant after it. Okay? Now, once you are done with this, you go back to contents. Now, let us say I decide to do Phala Shabda. Phala is what? Phala is Akaranta Napumsakaling, a neuter word ending in A. What is the prerequisite? Deva. How will it help me? Go here. It tells you. Phala Shabda will be easier if Deva Shabda is known. Right? And there's a general rule. What? in all neuter words, the first and second case are identical. First case, second case will look alike. And in all other cases, phala will decline exactly like this. No change. So you go to phala now, what will you find? Phalam, phale, phalani, phalam, phale, phalani. The rest of it, phalena, phalabhyam, etc., is exactly like Deva. Why not like Rama? It is like Rama. You have to only remember phalena and not phalena. If you understood that much, you're in good shape. Okay? So in this way, you will find that we have set something up, tried to set something up where you can learn easily. Without knowing, which to learn first. So I'm giving you Nadi and Rama first. I didn't give you Mati. Because Nadi is far more common in feminine than Mati-like words. So what you learn should give you benefit more and faster. That's the idea. All right. And then there are a whole bunch of words called sarvanama, which mean pronouns. Okay. So the first pronoun is here, sarva shabda. Sarva shabda. It will go like Rama, except in 5 places. So if you know Rama shabda, I will show you what's the difference now. I want you to observe this, okay? Suppose you know Rama shabda. How will you decline? Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. How is this declining? Sarvaha, Sarvau, Sarve. Not Rame, Sarve. So what's the difference? One is Sarve. Right? Then Sarvam, Sarvau, Sarvan. Ramaha, Ramau, Raman. Is it same or not? It is same. Sarvena, Sarvabhyam, Sarvaihi. Is it same as Rama or not? Ra is there, therefore Na is also there. That's why Rama is template for this. Then 4th case, what is Rama? Ramat. What is here? Sarvasmai. Catch the difference. This one extra you have to add. 5th case, Sarvasmat. Not Sarvat. Sarvasmat. Sma has come. Then Sarvasya Sarvayoho Sarvesham. Ramanam became Sarvesham. Another difference. Right? And in the final, Rame became Sarvasmin. So if you go back to the tip, it tells you exactly that. These are the 5 places which are different. If you added these 5 to Rama Shabda, your Sarva Shabda is done. So what I'm trying to show you is you can learn incrementally if you have that capacity. You don't try to memorize the whole thing again blind. You know Rama, you ride on it. You know Nadi, you ride on it when you do Mati. If you know Hari and Mati, the optional 2 forms in Mati, you will find one will go like Hari, one will go like Nadi. You are in business. You memorize both of them, Mati should be now easy job. If you don't know this, you will think how many words you have to memorize. This is how it works. Now, if you are comfortable just memorizing blind, or by just seeing you can recognize forms, you're good. See, what we need is when you study, are you able to identify a word as what case and what number? What's the noun base? What's the case? And what's the number? If you can do that, without memorizing, don't memorize. I don't need you to memorize. You can read and write without it. Writing, you'll be in trouble. If I ask you what 3rd case Rama, scratch. If you see Ramayana, you can say at 3rd case. That's a good capacity to have. At least first step is, can you recognize a form? It's 3rd case, it's 4th case, it's 5th case. Then you are already on the way to learn reading Sanskrit. When you look at a shloka, when you look at a bhashyam, you are able to recognize the endings, the words. Good. Later, one day you'll be able to write them. Fine. You don't have to write them tomorrow. But if you have the capacity to memorize, you get dual benefit. You can write and read. And it's here. It's like it's already in memory, which means you don't have to open a book every time. Imagine if you don't know case endings and you're trying to study a verse, how many times will you open the book? And how will you find these words? No dictionary will give you Ramayana. Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. No dictionary will give you. So you have to know. You'll get only Rama in dictionary. You will get Hari in the dictionary. You will get Purusha in the dictionary. You will get Mati in the dictionary. Just the noun base. You won't get Matihi, Mati, Mataya. No dictionary can give it to you. What choice do you have? Know it. You have to know it. And for that, I'm saying we have put together a couple of presentations. I don't know if I've copied them yet to your shared area. I will make sure it's copied and you can start playing with them at your leisure, right? And the sequence you follow. Shabda, one slide to start with first. If you're starting afresh, follow the sequence. You will find that your path will be easier to learn. You will not be learning blind, hard way. You'll be learning the smart way, extending your knowledge as you go. Is that clear? All right. Now, one more set of words which are very important for us, which I want to touch upon, which is called pronouns. Okay. So let us go back to, where is it? So here, if I go to page in Shabdamanjari, it's around page 58. Okay. This is a page which talks of sarvanama shabda. Sarvanama literally means sarvasya nama, name of everybody. Pronoun is a name for everybody, right? He means any man. She means any woman. That's the idea. So there are a bunch of pronouns. All right. And these pronouns can be used very heavily. They are used heavily. Okay. So he lists them here, saying there is something which is, he talks of 35. Don't worry about number. One important pronoun is asmad. Asmad means it is the pratipadikam, the noun base for the word I. Don't talk of atma. That's different. Okay. This is first person, reflexive pronoun. I. He called it personal pronoun. Asmad. I. Aham, avam, vayam comes in asmad. Second one is you, yushmad. There is only one noun for first person and second person. These have to be learned. Okay. And these are very unique. They will not go like Rama or anything else. They're unique. You have to learn them as they are. Okay. So you can go to it at any time. It doesn't matter. Then we have a bunch of other pronouns. Yat. Yat is a relative. I will share more about this in a little while. And then there is sarva, collective, all, anya, other, itara, other. So many pronouns are there, right? But there are a few which are very important. This ones, tat, etad, adas, these idam, these are very, very important. So what I would say to you is, you will find the second slide that we'll give you will talk of these pronouns. You will find Shabda 1 and Shabda 2. Shabda 2 will have a lot of pronouns. If you have the capacity, start looking at pronouns. See, you cannot, sometimes it is better to read many every day rather than try to memorize one. You can go, which works for you, you know better. But if you try to memorize one, it takes some time. But you read 10 every day. In 10 days, maybe you'll get 10, all of them. I don't know. You figure what works for you. Right? But pronouns will be very useful to have in your hands. So talking of pronouns, these are the pronouns that I want you to pay attention. See, sarvanama shabdas. What are they? First one is the first person. Oh God. Okay. First one I have put is asmat shabda, first person. Second, then, sorry, this should have said second person. Made a mistake. Second person is yushmad shabda. You may not have heard this word. Yushmad, asmad. These are like Rama, okay? One noun base, which is declined. Then everything else will be what? Third person pronouns. and they have genders. These two have no gender. I and you have no gender. Here you find a collective noun, sarva. And then you will find there are 3 or 4 pronouns which are all about this. Idam, etat, adas. And one for that. Subtle change in meanings. That's why I put them down. Idam means very close. Etad is even closer. Object is close is idam. Even closer will be etad. Others will be distant but perceivable, like the sun. And then you have tat, which is remote. Okay. So now, if you look at what we study in Vedanta, tat tvam asi. Tat is a remote word because Ishvara is considered remote. Tvam is you. Asi is you are, word. So it is second person. Tat is second person. Tvam is second person. Asi is what? Is. You are that. Sorry, tat is not second. Tat is third person. I'm sorry. Right? So these pronouns are used very heavily. Aham Brahma Asmi. What is aham? Asmat Shabda. Asmi, as dhatu. Right? So these things, I'm just giving you a quick look at them today. Kim is interrogative pronoun, which means who. Kaha. Kaha asti. Who is there? Ramaha. Rama is there. Like this, we'll get answers. So these are all very, very critical. There's not a whole lot to learn about nouns because meanings are all the same vibhaktis. We'll keep going over them. But you have to know which words you have to get under your belt. We will move on in this class. I will not expect you to memorize everything by tomorrow. Don't worry. We will go into how the words come in, how the words are built, etc. So you have an idea of what all is involved in the language. But I'm saying, in the case of nouns, you have to know a few nouns. Pronouns are a good bet because they are used very heavily, and one day or another, you have to memorize them if you're going to use Sanskrit. Rama. So first slide and second slide, you will find are all things which you will need. Not trying to scare you, just trying to put in perspective that these are things which are important. Because I know that I used to be put off by looking at a thick book. Who will memorize all these forms? I don't want to do it. I don't start because there are too many to do. Therefore, I like to give discounts up front. Don't memorize everything. Start with a few and you will find the rest will happen in time. Entire consonant ending, I will not ask you to memorize anything except 1 or 2 forms. We will learn how to do it with the rules of grammar, Sandhi. We will work it out. But for vowel ending, tricks won't work much. You have to learn. Therefore, I'm saying memorize vowel ending. Okay. So you can play with these. And if you have suggestions, you're welcome to offer them. Because I think Kirti has done a very good job in what I told him to do. I told him put it like this with a tip, etc. So people are forced to look at them before they go. So they know what is expected. And that may make your life easier. Right? And once you start memorizing a few, so if you want to do an exercise, what do I need? I will need at least some verbs, some nouns. Somebody wrote to me, Swami, please give homework. How much homework can I give without these? And I don't want to rush you either. I want you to take it at your own pace because every 8 hours of class and then you have work to do. It's not possible to expect you to learn everything overnight. Right? But you work on it. Homework will probably go more at the end of the week or starting next week so that you have time to study. Right? But you start looking. So you will have one dhatu slide, which will give you important roots. What are they? Mu dhatu. Okay? To be. First dhatu. Second is labha. Bhu is parasmay pada. Labha is atmane pada. All right? Then you find that as dhatu is used very heavily, to be again. Then kru dhatu, to do. Right? And then you will find a few more, which are the first dhatus in parasmaya pada and atmane pada in other groups, fourth group, sixth group, etc. This is what you'll find in the verb slide. In that, I want you to focus only on the present tense. Don't worry about other tenses and get tense. Only present tense. The slide has many more, but you look at what? Only present tense. See what you can do. At least you should know what at the end of the day means in time. You should know the endings. Ti, taha, anti, you should know, minimum. Atmane pada endings, parasmaya pada endings. Even if you don't know verbs particularly, if you see the ending, you know it's kartari, karmani, what prayoga it is. You just have to know the meaning of the dhatu. You are in business. Okay? That much I want you to spend time on. Get familiarized with verbs, atmane padi and parasmaya padi, for only vartamana kala, lat lakara, and get familiarized with nouns. Which ones? In the order. Akaranta pullinga, akaranta strilinga, ikaranta strilinga, a few of them, in that order. And see how you do. If you can only memorize Rama Shabda first, it's okay. See, typically we start with Rama because Rama's Nama is very big, Rama Nama is a great mantra. Therefore, we start with Rama. I said Deva because grammatically that Na is a change in Rama. In grammar, you don't approach Rama first, you approach Deva. But our tradition is you go with Rama first because Rama is Bhagwan. Similarly, Dhatu Bhu is not the first best Dhatu to start with. Atta is much easier. Atati, atata, hatanti. Much easier. But Bhu is Brahman, is isness. Therefore, you start Bhu Sattayam. That's a sentiment. Panini's sentiment. Grammatically, I would start differently. But it's a good start. And I will help you later to extend your declensions of verbs with ease. For Vartamana Kala, for sure. We'll do it. What we have to do though is memorize at least one or two. So you're comfortable. So we can move forward. And later to get more forms, we can look at, I showed you the finite set in Shabdamanjari, Dhatumanjari. We can look at those. But we will learn some Sandhi rules. We'll learn some how to handle certain special cases. And then you will find, you will derive the forms on the fly. That's what will happen. If nothing, you will know when is it past tense, when is it future tense. Without knowing anything else, you'll know that much. First step is to make you familiar. Next step is to go fully understanding it. Okay? So that is what I would like you to do. So I did not cover too much material today, knowing I have covered a lot in 2 days earlier. So you have some breathing room. Okay? So we'll cover more tomorrow. All right? Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. No excitement today. We stop? Okay.
Swamiji, I had a question.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
We said when the verb is in Parasmapada, then it will always be a Kartari Prayoga.
Yes.
I
didn't say that, by the way. I didn't say when it's Parasmaya Pada, it will always be Kartari. I said if it's Atmane Pada and if it is Ya, it will be Karmani. I didn't say Parasmaya Pada is always Kartari. That's not right.
Okay. Okay. Then
Is this Ritesh?
yeah, this is Ritesh.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could not switch on my video.
That's okay. That's okay. I was recognizing your voice. Yeah,
I'm at terrace.
that's okay.
Okay.
No.
So
See, what I'm
the other
saying
way,
is this. See, the point is, Parasmai Pada, Atmane Pada, both are possible in Kartari Prayoga. Okay. But if it is Karmani or Bhave Prayoga, it has to be Atmanepadi endings. Has to be Atmanepadi endings. But Atmanepada does not prove anything. Atmanepada can also be Kartari. Now you have to know whether it's Kartari or Karmani Atmanepada. Then only you can say it's Atmanepada or not. But if it is Atmanepada and it has a ya in between, not all the time, in most cases, you will be okay. It will generally be Karmani Prayoga, except fourth Gana, where the forms will be similar for both Kartari and Karmani. Fourth Gana dhatus are a problem there. There are 10 groups of dhatus, out of which fourth of them will create some trouble. Is that clear, Ritesh?
I lost you in between. Sorry. Can we have one example to
One example of
understand
what? Okay, look, Lab dhatu, labhate. It's Kartari Prayoga. Okay?
Yes.
But if it said labhyate, it would be Karmani Prayoga. So Atmanepada does not prove Karmani Prayoga. Parasmay Pada does not prove Kartari Prayoga. Okay?
Okay.
That should be very clear. How would you know? You have to look at what is the agent. You have to look at all the conditions we talked about. Kartari Prayoga basically is the verb should be declined in Kartari Prayoga. How do you know? You have to know. Depending on dhatu, it's Parasmay Pada or Atmane Pada endings. That you cannot tell. Okay? Did I lose you again? Maybe your signal is bad. All right.
Yeah,
Douglas.
I have low signal. It's in recording, so I'll watch it again.
Yeah. Douglas, go ahead.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Namaste, Swamiji. The basic form of a verb is called dhatu, but does the basic form of a noun have a name?
Pratipadikam. I haven't talked about it today. Pratipadika. Pratipadika. We will talk about it tomorrow.
Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes we also call it Shabda. Sometimes we call it Nama. Because see, Shabda Rupa Manjari, Shabdamanjari. Shabda is noun. Shabda is noun declensions. So Pratipadika is a technical word. Panini will call it Pratipadika. But colloquially, Shabda is very common. Nama is very common. Nama. A name. A name is a noun. That's the idea.
And selfishly, are there eskaranta pullinga nouns?
Sakaranta Pullinga? Yes, there are.
Great.
Yes, there are.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Devasya.
Thank you, Swamiji. This is a simple query in my mind. As I understand, in Sanskritam, I cannot use a Bayer dhatu and Bayer verb. I have to get the form accordingly.
Bear dhatu and a bear Pratipadika.
Pratipadika, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, in this case, Swamiji, this, is this only like akarandaha, pullingaha, Rama Shabda? There I am using Rama as the bear, the thing, because it is in
I am not. Honestly, Rama Shabda is one word. Rama is not a word there. I write it for your convenience that way. But it is Rama Shabda is one word. It's a compound.
Rama Shabda.
Not,
Okay.
Rama is not a word there. Rama Shabda is a word.
Yeah, I understand. But there's space there. Now, that was my doubt in my mind, Swamiji. The text before that says Sadharana Shabda Vibhaga. Now, when I break the word, is it Shuddha or Ashuddha? Because then it should be one word, no? Sadharana Shabda Vibhaga, fine.
Correct. Sadharana Shabda Vibhaga is the right way. But you know, if he did everything like that, nobody will read Shabda Rupa Manjari. It'll be hard. Understand? I mean, since many of these things are done with the people in view. And sometimes it's not precise, but when you are trying to reach an audience, it is more important to communicate rather than be precise. Precision will come
Okay.
in time. But you're right. You cannot have sadharana shabda vibhaga like that. You cannot have it. Have we at least I have to make each one will have a subanta. Sadharana
Shabdaha.
shabdaha vibhaga. It won't make sense. All three in Prathama won't make sense. I have to say sadharana shabdanam vibhaga.
Vibhaga.
Sadharananam shabdanam vibhaga. Who will read that and understand? But everyone, if you know some basic Sanskrit, you will know sadharana shabda vibhaga. You understand that. It's good enough.
Okay.
So look at it that way. Not
Thank you.
precise, not accurate, but communicates clearly to a person who doesn't know anything.
Yeah. Understand. Understand now. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah. Any other questions? I saw some hands up, but now they have vanished.
Yes, Swamiji, one question here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Swamiji, this word in Parasmay Pada, to go, there are at least 7 to go words. So is it that we have to learn all the words with reference or
No.
only the important
Where do you
ones?
find the 7 now?
Dhatu
One is in Dhatu Manjari, one
Huh.
says Richati, another says
Huh.
Gachati,
Huh.
another is Davati, another is Dravati. Then we have, what is it? Vrajati,
Okay. You know what? I'll tell you what.
Sarvati,
No.
Sarpati.
Sarpati. Look at these words, okay? Fact of the matter is, no two dhatus can be identical. No two dhatus can be identical. Otherwise, there should be no second dhatu. Suppose exactly the same meaning, why do I need a second verb, second root? So the fact is, historically, there would be a difference in meaning for sure. English meaning he's saying to go. That does not mean they all mean going the same way. Now, you know what? Do you know the word patati? Patati.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means? To fall,
To fall. Yeah. Patati.
right? It is also called gati, to go. All right. Now, gachati goes. Dhavati, you told, right?
Yes.
Dhavati means to run, not just walk. Sarpati, you know how a snake goes?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
That kind of meaning can come there, can come.
Uh-huh.
Atati, roam very leisurely.
Let to go to that.
Okay, so we may not know. You are talking of 7. There are about 300 gatyarthaka dhatus, 300 or 400. So many of them. Sneezing is a gati, a moment. A belch is a gati. Hiccup is a gati. They're all called gati. There is some moment. How do you describe it? In words, how do you describe it? You tell me. I want you to describe the difference between a sneeze, a hiccup, and a belch. How will you describe it? Except you can show me, what you did just now is a sneeze. That is okay. You cannot explain it to me in words, can you? But there's a word. And we all understand what sneeze means. You go to the doctor, I sneezed. He doesn't think, you were belching. She understands. Because we both understand. Both are gatyarthaka. How well will you describe it now? Sneeze to sneeze, you won't understand that. So they're called gati, but there's a different meaning. So you will find a lot of dhatus. Now, you don't have to worry about memorizing all of them. First, you get one thing straightened out, right? What do you memorize? You memorize the fact, gachati, gachata, gachati. You got that. It's very common. Dhavati, Now, suppose you picked up 2 more. If you know the dhatu and it means moment, when that word comes, you'll figure it out. You don't need to memorize anything. You should be familiar with the roots. So you just know the third person singular. Read through them in Dhatu Manjari. Dhavati, runs. Enough. If you see dhavamaha, you know what it means now. You don't need to learn anything more. You know pathamaha, you know dhavamaha. Equally good. Maha is enough. That's why I said, know the pratyayas well. When you know pratyayas well, half the job is done. Yeah. Otherwise, it's an endless job. How many can you learn? You talked about richati.
Correct.
You will see this in Veda. It also means to gain. Gati, but it means to main. So, but what happens if you are studying Vedanta, and especially if you are studying Shankara Bhashya? Bhashyakara is very kind to us. He will explain the meaning of one word with another word. So if you see Richati, he will say Gachati. You will know what it means. That's how you learn. Without learning. While reading, you will learn. Because Bhashyakara means every word in the Moolam, he has to explain. And if you use a complex word, you think you won't understand. He has to explain that word. That's a teacher's responsibility. If he uses a word, he must communicate. Therefore, if he uses word, which he sees a question mark on the audience face, he has to explain that word again. And that also question mark, explain again. That's how it is. Therefore, Bhashyam will be like Sanskrit also for you. You will learn a lot of words as you go. But we should have a foundation so that we are not totally lost. Once we have foundation, everything you gain, you grow. Because you're ready to grow. The soil is ready, fertile. Okay.
Thank you.
clear?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Feel free. Okay.